Hi, my name is Kim McCauley and I'm a Hy-Vee registered dietitian. Today, I'll show you how to read the nutrition label with a diabetes-friendly lens. Let's get started. Reading the nutrition label is especially important when you have type 1 diabetes. Carbohydrates impact our blood glucose levels the most, so it's important to know the amount of carbohydrates in the foods you eat. You may have heard of carbohydrate counting to calculate the amount of carbs per meal. Each person's carbohydrate needs will differ based on height, weight, gender, health goals, medication, and insulin use. You may work with your healthcare team to determine the right amount of carbohydrates for you. It's best to spread carbohydrate intake throughout the day, eating similar amounts at each meal or snack. Let's take a closer look at the nutrition label. Let's take this nutrition facts label as an example. First, it's important to read the serving size or amount per portion. If we were to eat double the serving size, we will also need to double the amounts on this nutrition label. Next, look at the total carbohydrate number. In this case, the total grams of carbs is 37 grams for one serving. When carb counting, you want to calculate the grams of carbohydrates based on your portion. If you double the serving size, you'll double the numbers listed on the label also. We also want to look at how much fiber per serving we are getting. Fiber can help stabilize blood sugar levels, reduce cholesterol, and regulate bowel movements. We want to aim for 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day. It's a good practice to look for grain products with more fiber per serving. Underneath the total carbohydrates, we also have total sugars and the included added sugars. Total sugars include sugars naturally present in many foods or beverages, such as sugar in milk and fruits, as well as any added sugars that may be present in a product. Added sugars include sugars that are added during the processing of foods, foods packaged as sweeteners, sugars from syrups and honey, and sugars from concentrated fruit or vegetable juices. Protein is important for maintaining and building muscle, and helps keep us satisfied for longer. If we're looking for a more balanced snack, we want to make sure we have a balance of fat, carbs, and protein to help keep our blood sugars balanced. You will also see the total fat content on the nutrition label, and underneath includes how much is from saturated fat and trans fat. Saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, and sodium are nutrients we may want to limit to protect our heart health. On the right-hand side of the label, you will see the percentage of daily value. This percentage is based on a 2,000 calorie diet. In general, if the daily value is 5% or less, it is considered low in that nutrient. If the daily value is 10% or more, it is considered a good source of that nutrient. And if the daily value is 20%, it is considered high in that nutrient. For example, this label says 14% of the daily value for fiber, which would be considered a good source of fiber. Now that you know the basics on how to read the nutrition label, let's take a look at two similar products. On the left here, we have the nutrition facts for a whole wheat spaghetti pasta. And on the right, we have a generic white pasta. These two pastas have almost the same amount of total carbs, with the white pasta having 42 grams and the whole wheat pasta having 39 grams, for a 2-ounce portion size for each. But the whole grain pasta has 7 grams of fiber in a serving, compared to 3 grams in the white pasta. That means the whole grain pasta will take longer to digest and reduce the rise in your blood sugar after your meal, making it a better choice for your spaghetti meal. Now let's practice counting carbohydrates using the nutrition labels. In this example, we have cereal that has 40 grams of total carbs for 3/4 cup. We also want to add the total carbs from the milk we're pairing, which is another 11 grams of carbs for 8 ounces or 1 cup of milk. So total, this meal contains 51 grams of carbohydrates. And again, each person's daily needs of carbohydrates will differ based on gender, weight, height, health goals, medication, and insulin use. Your Hy-Vee dietitian can help you determine the right number of total daily carbohydrates for you. Thanks for tuning in. For more helpful tips and resources, search the Resource Library. If you're looking for more personalized support, Hy-Vee dietitians are here for you and now accepting insurance. Let us help you take the next step towards reaching your health goals.